Hi, Tamsin. Thanks so much for joining me on the Mary-Jess Meets podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you properly.
I know, I've seen your name so many times and yet we haven't actually had a chat.
I know,
really
yours
cool.
too. And we've got a mutual friend as well, because my very good friend Jayden Cornelius is on your album and you're on his.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a beautiful song.
Yeah,
how funny.
I like it. I was
love
really
it.
chuffed with that, actually. That was the first time that we'd actually properly met, even though we'd spoken to each other lots before. And then for the first time you meet to then go into a writing studio with somebody is it can be quite a scary time, because when you're writing it's quite a personal thing and you're sharing really sort of personal ideas with people that you've only just actually met.
Yeah, well, that's amazing what came out of it. It's stunning. Stunning song. Yeah, I've actually sung it as well, I must say.
No, I'm really glad to hear that. That's lovely that you've sung it, because you've sung it at various charity events for Jayden, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. So Jayden Cornelius Foundation, he's got sort of ones dotted around the place, and it started here where I live in North Devon. So I'm a patron to the charity here, and we do a different one every year. So yeah, obviously we haven't been able to do events this year, but we've been trying to do a few virtual things. I actually spoke to him the other day. I said, we should do a virtual duet, but he's got no singing gear over there in Mexico. So I miss him.
I know, I miss him as well. I can't believe that. I'm so happy for him though, because he's found the love of his life. And he's having like one of those amazing modern day sort of romantic stories where he's like followed his love to the other side of the world.
Yeah. Oh, bless him. Yeah. I try and keep in contact anyway with him. Yeah,
and he's rescued so many animals over there as well, hasn't he? Because he's such an animal lover.
He is.
Lots of dogs.
Yes, I'm hoping mine's going to behave today. I just have a feeling it's going to be sod's law.
My Misty, he is very good at neighbourhood watch and defending his house.
Same.
During a podcast podcast recording this morning, he was barking his head off.
No! It's typical. Oh, please don't happen. I really hope it doesn't. He's exactly the same because of his breed as well. He's a German Shepherd, so he's very territorial and just wants to guard the house. So anything that comes, any cats or anyone, he'll be barking. But he's lovely, really. He's really a softie. I love him to bits.
They are.
He's like my life at the moment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They really capture your heart, don't they?
Yeah, I just feel like all my friends are getting fed up with me because he's literally all I talk about at the moment.
Well, when
it's
you're
like fur babies.
Isn't there to do?
I know, exactly. He's keeping me sane.
Yeah,
bless him. Absolutely. He'll probably come in the shot at some point, maybe.
I hope so.
Say hello. Yeah,
I do hope so. Yeah.
Tarka. He probably won't come now, will he?
How long have you had him for?
So he's coming up to a year now, which I can't believe. But he's got a poorly leg at the moment, which I'm a bit worried about. So I haven't really been able to go on walks or anything. I've just been taking him to like scenic places just for a change of just something a bit different, because I feel really sorry for him. He must be really bored.
Is that because of his German Shepherd breeding?
We think what it is a thing called pano, which is like growing pains. So it's like gone through different legs, and it's on his back right now, and it's been through every other leg. So I'm kind of hoping after it's done that, it would have done it all its course. It's what I'm hoping. But he'll have an X-ray if that doesn't happen, and I'm a bit worried it could be dysplasia, but really hoping it's not, because that'll be awful. He's only a baby still, so I'm sorry I've just shoved my hair up today, by the way. I've really not made an effort. You look so beautiful. I
think it looks lovely. I do, I really do.
I wouldn't perform like this.
The glasses are so cool as well. I like them.
Oh, thank you. I don't wear them performing.
Well, why not? They look cool. They could be part of your look.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should add it to my image. Maybe.
Yeah, you'll make glasses because I think they went through a while of glasses are not cool, but now glasses are like properly cool again.
You can get so many different sorts, can't you?
Yeah, and I always think with stuff like that, as well. It doesn't matter what's in fashion or what's cool. It should be, if you've got a platform, you are performing on stage. Like, say if there's a little girl in the audience who needs glasses, she's afraid to wear them. If she's an amazing performer on stage wearing glasses because the performer needs them, it's a great example to set.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. Yeah.
Although sometimes with the lights, I should imagine contact lenses are a bit easier.
I've never tried contact lenses. I don't think I'd get on well with them. Probably poke myself.
The idea of putting something in your eye.
No, I'm not very good at that.
No, I don't. Like
luckily, my eyes aren't too bad. It's more just for driving and screen work. So
yeah,
not too bad at the moment. Touch wood.
I feel like before I start diving into questions about your fantastic career, I just need to ask you a question, because I put on Facebook that you kindly agreed to come on the podcast. We had a few questions come in, and I know that there's one from Santo, which I'm just going to get so I can read it properly. He says, in one of her photos, she was holding a samurai sword, which I believe you mentioned was her own. Does she or has she practiced martial arts? What does the writing on your back say? So let's do the martial arts first. No, the samurai sword, is it yours?
Okay, it is mine, yeah, but I don't really have a very excited answer now for this first question, which is a bit disappointing. So my uncle is very much into martial arts. I've always been really interested in the Japanese culture. My cousin's half Japanese. We're like sisters. We're really close. Although she's yet to take me to Japan. We were meant to be going this year, actually, which obviously isn't happening.
Oh, no.
I know. Oh, no. Hopefully next year, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he actually gave it to me, bless him, for my 18th, I think it was, my 18th birthday. And it's just been like an ornament, really. And we just thought we'd I'd do a few photo shoots and things as a sideline, and thought I'd pose with it. The writing on my back, this is really disappointing, but I think it's just symbols. I did want it to say Nocturna, which is my latest album, but it wouldn't sort of fit on there. So it's more of just an arty image, which is quite fun to do.
Yeah.
Although my arms were aching after a while because I was like tied up by string as well. So it's quite an arty photo. But yeah, no, the guy who does it, he's really cool. He's really imaginative, and he did all my album cover and all the artwork on there, which is absolutely like just what I pictured in my head it would turn out like. So I'm so pleased with it. It's got like an ethereal, mystical feel to it.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So the writing on your back, I was kind of imagining a tattoo. It's not a tattoo, it was like painted.
No, it's not. It's fake. Yeah, it was done in, the software afterwards, Photoshop. I don't know.
Oh, clever.
So yeah, it was done afterwards. Yeah, no, I don't have any tattoos.
No, I'm not brave enough.
I think I'd be too scared. No, I hate needles. I'm so scared of needles.
It's so funny. Like that was one thing. With my parents, I could have done anything. And they wouldn't have been able to have said anything about it. Like, I grew up with tattooed bikers.
My mum would kill me.
Like, I could have got a tattoo, I could have got a motorbike. Like,
really? Wow.
And because they do it themselves, I would have been like, well, you do it.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. It's so funny. Like, when my singing friends meet my parents, they're like, are you sure you're not adopted?
Maybe that's the way they should do it. Like, you've turned out amazing, so they're obviously doing something right.
And I guess some people said to me before, your rebelling was going into classical music because you grew up with tattooed like rockers,
Yeah. You just went the other way.
Oh yeah, so I think that tattoos for me, like I'm too scared personally, but like my the painted lady, she's covered in them.
Is she? I think it really suits some people, but I it's not for me.
Yeah, so I think the closest I'd probably ever get would be the same as you, like Photoshop afterwards on.
Yeah, exactly. Then you can change it, can't you? Not stuck with it permanently.
Yeah, exactly. That is a bit too scary.
I feel like I would change my mind, like when I'm older, and be like, I don't like that anymore.
Well, you end up being different people as you go through life, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it was Muhammad Ali that said that if he was the same person at 50 as he was at 20, then he would have wasted 30 years of his life. I think that's the quote. I might have to look it up properly, but I love that.
Very well remembered.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's right.
no, I love that.
Right as well.
Yeah, I think it's right. It sounds right to me.
But I think that's such a cool thing to say, and like, because
it's kind of scary though, because it's like, am I going to be completely different in like 10 years? It's like, it's scary though, isn't it, to think that?
I kind of hope I am, in a way.
You do? Yeah.
I mean, I like who I am now, and I just turned 30. I feel quite happy and comfortable with that. It took a while. Now I feel all right about it. But I hope that I would have had a life where I've experienced so much more in like the next few years that I would be a person. And it's not
you just grow with it.
It's just growing from your experiences. If
that's right. Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited about. Actually, it's when I turned 30, I got a really nice message from Emma Barry, the Irish soprano, and she said, "Welcome to the best years of your life."
Oh, that's nice.
And I thought that was great. I was like, yes,
that's what you need to hear as well.
Exactly, positivity.
Exactly. So many people hate turning 30. I'm nearly there. Got a few years yet. I'm 27 next month, so probably a lockdown birthday, like many of us have had.
Yeah, my 30th was a lockdown birthday.
Was it?
I had so many plans.
Oh, you can still celebrate afterwards though. You'll make up for it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was going to have like nice family barbecue, and Rich had some things planned that we were going to do on the day, and then of course couldn't do that. But I still have to look forward to when the world is back on its feet again.
Exactly, yeah. And it's so nice that you had him to spoil you.
Yeah, and he probably did as well. He was amazing.
Did he? Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it was really nice. He knows the way to my heart. I mean, they say that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. The same. Give me lots of nice food.
Lots of treats. Although we're not meant to eat chocolate, are we? Not for singing, apparently.
Oh gosh, then
Any dairy.
I know. I've been struggling during lockdown though. I've been eating more chocolate than
I know. I think it's helped some people. Some people are getting into their fitness and everything, and others have just gone the other way, haven't they?
I've done a bit of both, because I've been doing a exercise class with my mum every day. It's like
that's good
to give us a bit of schedule and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've also been binging on the chocolate.
Yeah. I've been doing the same thing with a workout, but I end up like leaving it right to the last minute, and I've got this thing where I'm like, well, I have to do it before midnight because otherwise it's the next day. So every day I'm like, oh, it's 11 o'clock, I need to do it again. So I do my workout then. Usually, last thing I do. And it's horrible because then I'm thinking about it all day. I'm like, why don't I just do it like first thing in the morning? It's out the way. You're in a better mindset for the rest of the day. I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. That's why it's good that I do it at a certain time with my mum.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Same time. I mean, she lives in Texas now, so I have to set my alarm like for 2 because that's her 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. She gets up and does it at 8 o'clock, which is 2 p.m. in the UK. So
that's quite a nice time, isn't it? Yeah. That's really good. I think having schedule. Yeah, having structure at the moment is so important, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm so bad at organising my time. Like I thought, I've got so many things now that I can do, and I've like I feel like I waste so much time, and it's so frustrating. Like the hours just fly by. I'm like, oh no, I could have done this and this. Like, I put too much pressure on myself, I think, to get everything done that I want to get done, so I end up just not doing anything. So yeah.
So what have you been trying to focus on during lockdown now that you've had this time?
Yeah, so I've done some like virtual projects with like collaborations with friends and things, and been doing my workouts, trying to get out the house really for a walk. Probably the same as a lot of people really. What else have I done? I can't remember what I've done.
So I know I've put you on the spot. Everything, it's like when you're on a TV show and they're asking you questions, and like from the couch it's easy, and then as soon as you're on the show you're like, all the answers have gone, I don't know anything.
I've been so used to like talking to people all the time, you know, when you're out performing, you're talking to everyone. I've not had any of that, so I'm like becoming like my brain is just not functioning properly because I've not been talking to people. But it's so good to talk to you. Now I need to do more of this. I need to do more Zoom calls and speak to friends a bit more rather than being in my own little bubble. But it just had its ups as well, I suppose, like doing that and I have got a few more things done that I wanted to, and learnt a few more songs, expanded the repertoire.
Oh, that's good. So
yeah,
are you focusing on that kind of thing, ready for when gigs are allowed again?
Yeah, hopefully. I think our industry is going to take it's going to be a while. So I really hope that things do get rebooked again. It's a bit of a worry. Like I've got a mortgage and things to pay for, and I really hope things will pick up again the same as they were. But I can't imagine it's going to happen immediately.
No, I can't imagine that either. I do hope that this leads to some silver linings. I feel like it's such, having put on tours myself, like not only solo tours but for like Christmas at the Musicals with Joanna Forrest. That is so much work and so much time, and it is so stressful when you're traveling around to different venues, and then that is something that people have been used to. Really, they've been used to, if you want to go and see a concert, you go and see a concert, you buy a ticket and you go. Whereas now I think people might be more open to the idea of online concerts even when this is all over. And for me, that seems like it's opening a door of opportunity, because there's a lot of people around the world who have never seen me in concert, but I get messages saying, oh, I'd love to see you, are you coming to this far-flung place that I've never heard of? So it means that you'll be able to see me in concert, but in a way that's then more affordable and more accessible. So I'm really hoping that there's a silver lining that can come out of all of this.
Yeah, that's so
more
true.
Open to join online concerts even when this is all over.
That's it. Yeah, it has kind of pushed me to do things that I keep meaning to do as well. Like, for example, I've given a few online singing lessons and things like that. Whereas before, it's like people ask for singing lessons, and I've just been too busy. I've not been able to do it. Whereas now it's like pushed me to do that and do it online. So I'll probably, hopefully, afterwards, I'll get to meet them in person and do some singing lessons in person. It's easier actually in person though, isn't it? Because you can see them better, and I'm trying to keep myself busy anyway.
Yeah, well, you're very good at keeping yourself busy, because you've got your own album, haven't you, that you just mentioned just earlier in the call, and I'd love to know more about that. I'd love to know more about how it came about and your inspiration for the songs that you chose, and the artwork sounds amazing.
Thank you.
More about that process and how it came about.
Yeah, sure. So it's all music that I'm passionate about. I've got the musicals, Italian classics on there, some romantic ones. I do a lot of weddings and things. It's all really inspired by my passion of music. And it's got a night theme running through it. So that's why it's called Nocturna, which is nocturne in Italian. There's a night theme running through it. That's where the artwork is. I was so happy with it. He's so clever. Andy Robinson, J&A Cameras, produced that. And I did the album at Blue Dot Studios. I don't know if you know Ollie.
Don't think I do.
No, it's he was amazing. So it was a pleasure to work with him. But I am still selling them if anyone wants one. Plug. So bad at promoting myself.
No, it's good. If you can't say it in a podcast, when can you? I think it's important.
There you go. Thank you.
It's especially important during this time when we can't get out and gig. It's good to let people know that there are other ways in which that they can listen to our music.
So I have been a couple of trips to the post office and been sending a few of those off, signed copies if anybody wants one.
Brilliant. No, it's important because like when lockdown was first started, I took all of my merchandise off my website because I felt like it was irresponsible to go to the post office. And then when they lifted it a bit and said you can now go out more, I was like, okay, good. And I put it on there again. Right, now, I can go to the post office now. And it feels really weird saying that to people and broadcasting, hey, you can buy my stuff, which
I know it does, doesn't it?
And it's weird, but I know that music has been.
Do you have an agent? Do you have an agent that helps you?
No,
with that? No, me too.
No, I did it all myself.
Yeah, That's awesome. But yeah, I know, I completely relate to that. Yeah.
Well, I've got more I can say about the agent, but I'll just carry on with the music thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
I definitely learned a lot from the industry. I've met a few con artists as well. I've fallen in their hands of.
Plenty of those around.
That's it. I know. But you live and learn, don't you? And I it's nice to be your own boss.
In some ways, it is. I'll get into that. I was just saying
okay.
It's good to tell people that your music is available, because not only is it a great source of strength during lockdown for a lot of people, a lot of people also want to know how they can support independent artists. And so you need to be able to tell your fans how they can support you best, because there's so many different ways in which they can listen to music now. You've got it free everywhere. And then you've also got your own CDs available through your own different websites and portals and that kind of thing. And so it's nice to just be able to say to people, this is how you can support me if you want.
That's it.
Because then people are more clued up on your situation. And also it lets them into the world a bit more.
It's so lovely as well when they respond to that as well, and it gives you a little boost to carry on doing that sort of thing. You know?
Absolutely, because without them we couldn't do this.
There
is absolutely no way that we could be singers as our job unless people support us and buy our music. And so if you're able to have an honest and candid conversation with the people who enjoy your art, then I just think that's the best way to be. Like I think that's partly why I'm enjoying these podcasts so much, even though I never thought I'd actually ever start a podcast. It's because it just means that you're able to get to know people in a way that is completely honest and it's completely whereas there's a lot of people who they look at Instagram posts and they look perfect, and then there's some things about it that are great, like the artistry of it, but then how am I, as like a real normal person, actually going to identify with that person who just looks so untouchable?
I know, there's so much pressure on you then, is it? No, I totally get that. I think music I totally get that. And with music, I think it's so important for people's mental health. It really helps, especially at the moment. I think we need that, don't we? And I think a lot of my audiences, quite a few of them are a bit older, and I think there's a lot of lonely people at the moment, isn't there? I think they're suffering. Actually saying that, I spoke to a few people, because I've got my own mental health issues, but I've spoke to a few young people, and they actually say it's helped them because they feel safe in their own little bubble, and they've found like the world going on pause has actually helped them. It's taken the pressure off and things, whereas you've got other people, which I think a lot of older people are struggling at the moment. And I think music is so important for that, isn't it?
It is. And it helps the creator as well as the listener.
Exactly.
It certainly does. Well, you just mentioned about agents and stuff, so I feel like we should touch on that again. Yes, and there's always somebody lurking under a tree somewhere, waiting to try and find something they can make a little bit of money on. And some of them have the best of intentions, and they actually genuinely do want to help.
They actually believe it as well. Some people, I think, actually believe that they, like, I've had a few people who are a bit like, just, what's the word I'm looking for? Like in a fantasy world with it, and they think that they can do this for you and they can do that for you, and it's just, I've kind of learned to be like, try not to get my hopes up now, and just, I'm a lot more level-headed about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Whenever somebody promises me anything, I don't get my hopes up anymore.
Yeah, but then I don't disregard it either, of course. I'm always open to, okay, let's see where this goes, but I'm always like wary about it.
For me, I just think I'll believe it when I see it. Like, it sounds great.
Exactly.
Until it actually happens, I'm not going to get excited.
Exactly. That's so true.
But when I've worked with the young artists that I've worked with before, so say like my third album, Inspire, when I was working with the young people that I chose, when I was talking to them about agents and managers and their careers, I was saying to them, nobody will ever care more about your career than you do.
Sorry.
Oh, doggy, I can hear him.
Tarka. The time has come. I'm so sorry to interrupt you there.
He's got a beautiful voice.
Oh. Tarka. I'm getting like angry with him now.
No,
Tarka.
bless him. He likes to be involved. He wants to have his say on the podcast
making
too.
himself heard, exactly. letting you all know he's here.
Bless him.
I might just have to quickly grab him. I'm so sorry.
No,
Is
that's
that
fine.
okay?
Don't worry. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
I'm so sorry. He might have seen a cat or something.
Yeah.
Tarka, what's this? Come here. Come here. Come say hello to Mary-Jess. Come here.
Oh, hello, gorgeous. You're so handsome.
Speak.
Oh, such a good boy.
Tarka.
It's gorgeous. Tarka.
No. Look. Who is it?
Hello.
Tarka. What's this? Come here.
Oh, bless him. He's so adorable.
I know. I love him so
You're
much.
so handsome. Look at you, handsome boy. Oh my gosh, he's gorgeous.
Yes.
Okay, so we're back, and we were talking about the young people with Inspire, and how I said to them that nobody's ever going to care more about their careers than they do, and nobody's ever going to work harder for their careers than they will if they want it. So it's just really
you've got to have ambition, haven't you, and drive.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of characteristics that you've got to have if you want to make this your career, because nobody is going to care about it more than you do. And so when I spoke to them about taking opportunities, like, because one of the mottos that I live by is one that my mum gave me when I was really little. She said, you've got to make the most of every single opportunity available to you. But a lot of the time, it's not somebody else, like a manager or an agent, that's giving you that opportunity. It's ones that you have to make for yourself. And that is really important, being able to have that creative.
You get it, haven't you? You can't just wait there for it to happen. You need to go get it. Yeah,
absolutely. And it sounds like that's something that you've obviously done, because I know that we've had experience of various managers and agents and stuff, but as an independent artist putting out music by yourself, you have to have a lot of that determination and drive in order to get that job done, because it's such a long process. So with your album, were you working with a manager and agent during that point, or was that just you?
No. I was quite a few years ago. I had a couple of managers in London, and before that as well. But it's such a competitive industry, like you said. It's so difficult, and I'm just so grateful that I can make a living out of doing something I absolutely love. Because I do hairdressing as well on the side, but the singing is my main career, and it's just amazing that I can do that for my job and my passion. Obviously I do strive for more, and I'd love to do more prestigious venues and things. I get the odd one here and there, and you feel so close to it, don't you? But you've done awesome stuff. But it's a dream. But I don't know. I'll keep plodding away, and it's a lot of luck as well, I think, in it. Being in the right place at the right time, and knowing the right people. So and I have no one musical at all in my family, so I don't know. It's finding the right advice and things. It's hard doing it by yourself.
Yes, it certainly is. I feel like there's so much I could say about what you just said.
I'll have to have a little chat another time. I mean, I can learn so much from you. Like everybody, all the classical crossover circuit's actually quite small, we were saying, and we can all learn lots from each other, can't we? And we've all got our own unique label on it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think it's so important to have a second string to your bow. So my grandmother, she was a hairdresser as well, and a florist. That was her other thing. And it's absolutely brilliant to have something else, to have a plan B, to have that second string. So that's
exactly why I done it as well. That's, I mean, I do enjoy hairdressing too, but that's exactly why I did it, because I thought, well, it'd be good to get a trade behind me. I mean, I'm not setting a good example today, please don't look at my hair.
It looks lovely.
My partner's very happy about it because he gets haircuts, whereas everybody else is like, I've had so many people ask me actually to do it. I'm like, I can't do that. And it's a bit worrying, like how many people kind of like pressured you to do it as well. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Please, please take no. Yeah, but
not right now.
Not worth the risk, is it?
No, it might be quite difficult with 2-meter long scissors doing it from 2 meters.
I've seen a few like TikToks and things of like jokes like doing it with a mop and just silly things like at a 2-meter distance. Yeah, I don't think it'd be. I've tried to give advice and things about how to do it and like doing it on showing and videos and things. It's really difficult though. I'm like, I just want to get there and do it for you.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm sure I'll have a few challenges after lockdown anyway.
Challenges as in challenging people's barnets that have grown throughout lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah. And colours and things gone wrong.
Yeah, but it's just so great that you've got that second string, because when I talk to
thank you,
younger people about getting into music and stuff, I say to them, it's great that you're so passionate and that's brilliant, but you've got to also make sure that you're going to be safe and stable. It's so important to have that thing that you can fall back on, and it also, like, lots of people see it as a failure if they've got another job or if they've got a second string, and it's not. It's clever. It's being really wise, because then while you're getting started, you've got another job that's bringing in money. That just means that you've got more to invest in your music, and that's just clever.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. So people shouldn't be like, because I know there's quite a few people in the industry that would be ashamed if they did have another job, and I think that's an awful way to look at it. It's not clever.
No, I'm not. Like, especially like if people ask what I do, I'm more the other way. Like, I get embarrassed about saying, oh, I'm a singer. Like, I feel then people kind of think, oh, what, but is that your job? And it's like, well, actually, no. Well, actually, I do hairdressing, and I feel like I need like an excuse. But actually, it is the singing that is my main job, and I should be more proud of that. I'd be like, no, that is my job. Yeah, you know, I don't know why I feel like I can't. I don't know. I think I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm just not very good at promoting myself.
I still get that question after being professional singer now for nearly 11 years.
Yeah,
like people go, your actual job, make a full-time living out of that? And I go, well, yeah.
I know, yeah. I get the
It's
same.
a proper job.
It is, yeah, people don't. So, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it is, because I also, like, I'm having a chat with Uriel about this, where I just said that nobody, like, I certainly didn't realise just how many other jobs you have to do as a singer. It's not just turning up, opening your mouth, and out comes your voice. There's constant practicing,
absolutely,
and training your muscles, training your body. That's just the singing. There's all the other stuff that goes along with it, with the promotion and making the album and the graphic design for that, sorting out the royalties and the legal contracts.
Exactly, especially if you're doing it yourself as well. And there's lots to do, and then you've got all the admin and your bookings and things like that to do as well. So
exactly, or your logistics or your travel, like, because I sing on ships quite a bit as well now as a guest entertainer.
That's amazing. It's that's great.
Brilliant. I love it, and I really hope I can get out and do it again really soon.
It's something I've thought about. I'd love to do that. Something I've thought about doing as well. Of course, I do a lot of weddings. They get booked quite far in advance, so I've got some for like 2023, so I can't commit to something like that, but I think in the future it'd be lovely, because you get a contract, don't you, of a certain amount of months, so it would be nice to
as a guest entertainer, you go out and you do 1 or 2 shows and you fly home. So
amazing.
Months and months on end.
That would be perfect. I'd love to do something like that.
But I do love doing weddings. I've done a few, but that is the thing, is because they're booked so far in advance. I can't plug things in until a bit nearer the time, because
that's true.
But as a self-employed singer, I've always tried to run my diary as the thing that is booked first. That's it. That's what I'm doing. And I think that's just the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's true. It's such an honour to be able to sing someone down the aisle, and then they want your music for it, though. That's another thing I have actually done in lockdown is a few anniversaries. So I've sang for them live on Zoom. I've got another one coming up soon, which is a surprise. So hopefully they won't watch it. And I've done a social distancing one as well. Last week I think it was, which was so lovely. She didn't know anything about it, and the husband surprised her, and it was so nice. I did for VE Day as well. I sang, because I do a lot of care homes. I sang in the car park, and they all came out of their balconies and watched down, and all the the Veerling classics and stuff. And I think it's just, that was really uplifting. I think they all needed that. So that's it. That's all I've done.
You say that, but right, there was something else that I really wanted to talk to you about. Because you said it's good to be lucky. You just said that just earlier in the podcast, and it reminded me of a quote that I really like, which is, luck is being prepared for opportunity when it comes.
How do you remember all of these quotes? I'll have to write these down. That's really good.
That one.
I have a book that I write in every day, which is just like gets everything out from the day, and I just feel better after writing it. But I quite often pick up these quotes you see and things, and I write those down as well. So I'll have to remember these. That's really good.
Well, I feel like that's happened to you quite a lot, because you have performed in prestigious venues. I mean, the O2, for goodness sake. Like,
thank you.
Amazing. Like,
thank you. Well, it wasn't my gig per se. It was actually a competition.
Cool.
And I came 4th out of 8,000. So that was quite, not bad for it. And it was all like different artists as well. It wasn't just like classical crossover. So it's quite hard thing to judge, I think, because everybody's so different. That was a good experience for sure. And I love doing stuff in London. I've done the Garrick Theatre as well in the West End, which was really nice. I've done a few.
I'm sure I heard earlier that you've been and performed in Paris as well, which just sounds like such an adventure.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Actually, that was a good experience with the managers. So they got me that gig. And it was 6 shows a day. It was for a thing called 3D print show. So they did a catwalk show, and I did the singing while they were doing the catwalk, and that was in the Louvre in Paris. So that was good. Although I didn't see any of Paris because we were working like 6 shows a day, so I have to go back one day and have a little explore. Don't get me wrong, I love working hard. I really enjoy the gigs. That is my passion. I absolutely love doing that. So that is
the way though. When you're working, you never get to see anything. Like I've been to.
No, that is true. Yeah.
I've been to Singapore about 6 or 7 times to join a ship and seen nothing.
Nothing, really. Nothing. My partner's an actor, and he was meant to be out in Singapore this year, so he's really disappointed about that. And I might have gone along with him, but yes.
So sad. Again,
I know. I mean, for everyone, but
yeah. No, it's such a shame.
Again.
I hope so. I really hope so, because I was supposed to be going again to Singapore when this all started kicking off.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was supposed to be joining a ship there, so I was going to be hopping from one ship to another, and I would have had 4 days in Singapore before the other ship came in. And then all this COVID stuff just
so disappointing. I'm sorry.
I was looking forward to actually being able to see some of Singapore, like, because
finally
I would land, and then I'd get picked up and taken straight to the ship port, straight on the ship. So I just see
nothing.
the roads out of a taxi window. Which is not really what you want.
No, you can say I've been to Singapore, but I've seen none of it.
Exactly.
That's a shame. Well, hopefully next time you'll get to do that.
I really hope so, when the world is back on its feet. But what are your plans for when the world is back on its feet?
I'm just waiting really to see what happens. I mean, I've got a few bookings that have come in for next year, a few weddings, so that looks a bit positive. But yeah, I'm just hoping things. I'll go back into the. I work in a salon now and again, so it's quite flexible, so I can go in when I want to and rent a chair. So there's that, which I'm not sure when salons will open. I mean, they're saying July, but I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel this is going to go on for the rest of the year, but
who knows?
I don't know. We'll see, because that obviously it's impossible to social distance with that. So yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of like everybody is, just kind of waiting to see what will happen. I don't really know yet. I'm just staying hopeful that things will pick up again and get rebooked. I do a lot of regular hotels, which were like my bread and butter. Yeah. So
well, it's great that
we'll
you
see.
have, like, this is the perfect example of why you should have a second string to your bow, because you never ever know what's going to happen. So the fact that you have your hairdressing qualification to fall back on when like all the gigs and everything have been completely cancelled, it's just so clever. So you're a perfect example of why that is so important.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure lots of people will be wanting to know if you're going to be going back in the studio, because they love your album.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to save up the pennies.
Yeah.
I don't think I've made it back off of these albums yet.
Yeah, well, the way that things are now with streaming and stuff, it's more difficult than ever.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, but I've heard so many great things about your voice when it's live and in person as well. So I really hope.
That's nice.
Myself one day, but it's been so lovely chatting to you for the first time after seeing you on social media for.
I know, exactly. It would be amazing to do a collaboration with you one day if you'd be up for it. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I'm so glad.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I'm so glad we got to see your beautiful doggy as well.
Oh, I'm sorry he played up a little bit. He's usually a very good boy.
He's adorable. Well, thank you so much, and I will speak to you again soon.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care now. Bye.